Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is my third episode of what I want to call. I have memory lapse, and this is why this show is called this. Coming from an old guy, that's what I call this segment that I do. Coming from an old guy, my mind, that's how we old guys rolls. But anyway, let's get to the meats and potato of the topic, okay? The topic for today, I want to talk about the afterlife and what's waiting for you and me and everybody else. You know, that's something that everybody would love to know. What comes after death? And I guess the fastest way to find out is to die, but ain't nobody trying to die. Everybody trying to live and everything. You have these religions that, everything's going to be so good when you die and go, but ain't nobody in a rush to get to heaven. That's the main one that we know of in this Western world, the Christ, Christianity. You know what I'm trying to say. Christianity. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. Christian. Anyway, old guy. Coming from an old guy. Anyway, yeah, we all know someone who's passed on to that afterlife, whatever it is, and we miss them dearly. Chances are we miss them dearly if they was worth anything. We missed them, or we miss them, So some people have said, when I was young, I saw this show called Beyond and Back, and it was about a show where they had people who previously died and came back to life, and from their experience, most of them, and even when I look on YouTube, everybody seemed to have this thing of when they die, they float out their bodies, they could see the people that they're leaving behind, or they see somebody who's passed before them coming to greet them, to take them to the afterlife. Then they go through this tunnel of light, and next thing they know, they're in some type of, I guess you could say, paradise or whatever. I'm not sure, but they're in a different space and time or whatever you want to call it. But nobody truly really knows, unless you believe those people who said that they died. I had a cousin. She died like at least a good 3 or 4 times and came back, and she's kind of, you know had some of those experiences, but the last time she died. Okay, so yeah, there's that there. um and you just don't know. It's just, everybody's talking about what comes after death, and maybe that's not your belief. You go through a bright light, you get to heaven, and you get judged and all this other stuff. Maybe your belief is, you die and it's nothing. It's just like before you're born. What do you really remember before you're born? You know, maybe that's you exist exactly the same way that you was before you born. Some people think nothing, and then other people think that you might be reincarnated into like an animal or some type of plant or different things like that. But could you imagine being reborn or reincarnated, and you're like a gazelle, and as soon as you fall out your mama womb on the plains of Africa, some lion come and gobble you up before you even have the chance to even stand up. And then I guess you go through the process all over again and become something else. I don't know, you know. And a lot of people, only way we're gonna find out what's gonna happen about life after death is death. But the one thing we want to be certain about, it's things that we're taught while we're here. Maybe maybe this thing that we call life is really just what would I want to call it? It's really just, as they say, a test. It's all this stuff that we think is real. It's not really real. It's kind of like the Matrix, so to speak. And some people have come to start to believe that the world that we live in is the Matrix, and it's some kind of a Matrix. Maybe not like the movie, but it's some kind of Matrix, and everything that happens. That's why you sometimes have deja vu, because sometimes you feel like you've kind of been in a situation and you'd be like, that seems so familiar. Deja vu might be part of this thing of some sort of reincarnation or just a reset back into the matrix, and you may have a deja vu uh, because maybe you at some point die, but you still move on till you get whatever you got to get right so you can graduate out of this place we call Earth, which at this point in 2024, let's just call it what it is. It's okay. It's cool, but at the same time, Earth is pretty much like a hellhole compared to paradise and stuff, the way that people get along and everything like that. And the things that we see, the wars, human, maybe the human equation on Earth, if we took this off, took the human off of Earth, this Earth would probably prosper so much more without us being on it. That's just one of my thoughts. I can see everything just growing and flourishing without us. But that's a whole nother story. Anyway, as I said, they have heaven, and then, Christians who believe in heaven, they believe that, as long as you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you shall be saved and you'll have a place in heaven. And then once you get to heaven, what's going to happen? A lot of people don't really have the answers to that. There is one part of the Bible where he said he's building many mansions for everybody, so I get a mansion, and then what do I do in the mansion? Do I get to have a job? Is it daylight? Is it nighttime? Will I still have the same kind of mind I have? I hope I don't have the same kind of mind, because I'm going to be walking, looking up my mansion and be like, ooh, look at that big booty angel over there. Oop, now I go straight to hell because I said big booty angel. So I don't know if that's going to be heaven. And I'm not a bad guy. I ain't killed nobody. But, like they say, people have their beliefs on who get to heaven. Like some religion, if you can't speak in tongues, you ain't getting to heaven. So that's a whole nother subject right there on why we don't get along down here. We always find something to put somebody else down for because they don't do it, And yeah, so heaven, my ideal of heaven would be just like as Rodney King said, can we all just get along? I mean, everybody, can we all just get along and no suffering, as it said, but it does mention no crying, no suffering and stuff like that. So we won't have this sickness. We're supposed to get a different body than what this is, this shell that hosts our spirit. Thank God. And I hope we don't have to exercise anymore. But, we'll find out about that too, if we're lucky. And that's your belief, if that's your belief. So one thing you don't want to do is get there and find out that, because you have so many beliefs about religions, what happens after death. You don't want to end up going through this whole life and not believing in something, and then you get there and be like, I thought that was all crap. Nobody really told me the truth about it. Can I have a do-over? I'll do better. At that point it's too late. At that point it's too late, because, at some point in time, I'm sure there may be a way for you to get the news of what you should believe and shouldn't believe in. It's your choice. So I'm not trying to tell you what to believe in, but I believe in Jesus Christ. Okay, that's just me, and that's why I'm getting this to speak through, because everything I do, I think it comes from Jesus or whatever, and I just speak it, and I move on with it. I'm not trying to, like I said, I know they say you should go out and, touch as many lights as you can, help somebody else, make their light bright so they could become a spokesperson for Christ and stuff. But that ain't my, that as they say, that ain't my ministry. I ain't trying to make everybody light shine like that. In some ways I don't know if I'm doing it, but it's nothing that I want to really do for the most part. I'm a musician, and I just want to play my music and stuff. And if that makes your light shine, then fine. And if what I'm saying makes your light shine, that's fine too. That's a bonus, And we'll be happy together in heaven, looking at big booty angels and stuff. Well, forget that. If I'm saying that, we may be in another place now. We don't want to go to hell. That's the place where it's supposed to be torture. You torture, mashing of teeth, and darkness, pain, and crying, and for eternity, whatever eternity is, they say that's forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, and just being on this earth for the little amount of time that we've been on, it seems like an eternal time, but this time is so fast. You see your kids and your grandkids and their kids grow up so fast, and you become like me, an old guy, even though I may not look as old as what I am, but trust me, I'm up there, so yeah. But we don't want to go to hell. So if there's a hell, we want to stay away from that place at least. And the reincarnation as a gazelle, to me that sounds like hell. Who would be born as an animal that can gallop around, but before you can even gallop, you get gobbled up, Nah, I'm good on that, just send me to heaven and let me only have to do this one time. I don't want to do no reincarnation and have to keep on coming back to this earth. Can you imagine this earth at the rate that we're going? If we keep on going, Lord have mercy on the people that live in the future if Jesus Christ don't come back soon. That's all I can say. We need that paradise here on earth today, not tomorrow. We need that today. That's just my opinion. And if we can all have it today, then so be it, Even though we all have plans, but, as they say, you have a God and God sees your plan and he just laughs at your plan because he has a better plan for you. That's what they say. And I know my plan, I need a better plan. Woo-wee, I need a better plan. That's just me. Anyway, like I said, I got my jacket on. I don't know if I said it, but I'm wearing my jacket because I do have to go to work. So I'm going to cut this video short. And please put your thoughts on what you think happens after death, the afterlife, or what do you expect to happen, so I'm hoping my Father forgive me for all my sins and accept me into his bosom and love me. I'm not hoping that. I mean, he should, because the type of father and grandfather that I am, if I can do that for my grandkids, with their sins and stuff, he's way better than I could ever be. So I'm gonna be happy after life. So yeah, if for some reason I pass and somebody wonder about me, just know I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right. Okay, so don't worry about me. As they say, when you hear my home going, don't worry about me, because I'm a soldier in the army, as they say. So yeah. So on that note, y'all have a good day. Make a comment on what you think life is after death. Death is after life, or is life even life? I don't know. But y'all have a good day. I'm about to go to work for now. I got about another year or so of this, and then I'll be retired because I'm an old guy and I need to sit my butt down on a permanent basis. Anyway, have a good day. Bye. Peace. Love y'all. Out of here.